Land refers to the physical surface of the earth, encompassing soil, water, and anything permanently attached to it. Operation Wealth Creation, a Ugandan presidential initiative launched to transform subsistence farmers into commercial operators and boost household incomes, uses land as an essential factor of production.
I have led a mission called OWC. It has not been a very easy mission because when we were sent into the field as OWC, this factor of land, we found it to be the most distorted factor of production.
Without secure land rights, land becomes dead capital. The use of land to support production depends on the level of security of land rights.
The Ministry of Lands plays a very critical role, a very critical foundation role in supporting implementation of Operation Wealth Creation. We focus more on ensuring that owners of land acquire legal documentation. It is the foundation of everything before wealth operation creation can come into focus on directly converting land from being subsistent to being commercially used. On this note, I thank HE, the President of the Republic of Uganda, General Museveni, and the Chief Coordinator of Wealth Creation, General Salim Saleh, for the support, the zeal, the guidance, and the resources for making sure that the ministry is able to carry out its foundational role of registering land for subsistence families, clans, thereby handing it over and helping people have legal documentation before they can interface with investors. From our side, before wealth creation comes in, there must be guaranteeing of land tenure rights for the landowners. Uganda has nearly 70% of the land as customary tenure land. Most of it is not registered. Most of it is subsistent and not utilized. Most of it is guarded primitively and is not used to access other inputs and resources in order to productively utilize it. So as a ministry, our first action is to ensure that of that unregistered 70%, the land that belongs to clans, that belongs to families, the very big communal parcels are actually targeted for registration so that the owners have documentation that they can show that it is theirs, then hand it over or use it to those who are seeking to invest on it and have the resources. So we have so many of these we have done. Omia Pachwa is a very good example where there are about 37 clans that have just been having land utilized to hunt what they call anyeri, but now it has been registered. The 38 clans have one consolidated parcel that is 22,000 hectares, and this land is now available to investors that might want to use it. We also have very big parcels, consolidated parcels in the Greater North, Lapono, Lirakato, Adilang, even in Kitgum, Lamo. There has been a request to create legal entities for the clans and register their big communal lands so that they are able to rent them out to investors. We have done this already, and a number of titles are out. And the next steps of giving leases or renting the lands to the landowners is a transaction that is carried out at the sub-county under the law.
Uganda has a total land area of approximately 241,555 square kilometers, of which 45,318 square kilometers are open water and wetlands. The National Environment Management Authority, NEMA, strictly regulates wetland use in Uganda to prevent degradation. However, there are some wealth creation, wise use, and non-destructive, sustainable activities it allows only with permission.
Wetlands are one of the ecosystems that NEMA works to protect. Like lakeshores, riverbanks, forests, we protect all those. For purposes of wealth creation, you can look at wetlands as a source of irrigation water. Agriculture remains a top commercial activity for Uganda, but Ugandan agriculture is mainly subsistent, and it relies on natural climate and weather cycles. But if you irrigated, then you'd be able to harvest throughout the year. Where would you get water that is stored throughout the year without known reservoirs? From wetlands. You could also do fish farming. Fish is a big source of protein. Fish is part and parcel of food security. But we rely on natural waters, but that can be commercially supplemented by fish farming, and that is one of the activities that are permitted in wetlands. So fish farming, harvesting of crafts, of materials to make crafts, sport fishing, it holds biodiversity, which promotes tourism, and Uganda is one of those areas that is promoting tourism. Tourism is a core commercial area for Uganda, foreign exchange earner for Uganda. So wetlands is where you find, for example, the shoebill. Shoebill is an animal that only lives in wetlands, the national bird, only in wetlands, and lays eggs there. So the wetlands are part and parcel of tourism, part and parcel of commercial agriculture, part and parcel of good weather that Uganda not only markets, but also makes it productive all year round.
The President has been clear that we should all move out of wetlands, and it is a directive that the ministry is implementing. There are titles that were issued before 1995 and had wetlands. So the owners of these titles are actually urged to interface with NEMA to ensure that the land use is provided to them for how best to utilize the wetland without destroying it. And where that is not possible, NEMA still advises on the best way forward. So it all comes back to land use and protection of the critical environment systems. If we destroy these, then we shall be killing the ecosystem and hence leading to desertification.
My appeal to the people in the wetlands, please, I don't want the Basirikare to be Bakambwe. They should give time, so please go, and the people go by themselves. And I've seen that some people are willing to go from Nabweru. I saw it on the TV, that some of the people on their own. Because this is a matter of life and death for this part of the world.
A person who undertakes any activity in wetlands knows that what they are doing is wrong, but they take a risk. And for a risk, sometimes you may gain out of taking a risk, but sometimes you may suffer. So those who knowingly go to develop wetlands, knowing that it is wrong without seeking permission, because I've told you that there are activities that are accepted in wetlands, but you go to convert a wetland into a settlement, that's illegal. And that's why you suffer. There are two sides to a risk, right? So some will suffer, but some may benefit, especially if they seek permission to do what they need to do under regulation.
Uganda's land tenure systems are governed by the 1995 Constitution and the Land Act, which recognize 4 distinct landholding systems, that is customary, Milo, freehold, and leasehold. In Kampala, the District Land Board, its primary mandate includes holding and allocating land, facilitating land registrations, and processing land leases or extensions.
What we do is, 1, we grant leases after following meticulously followed procedures, where you are forwarded to us if you're in occupation, or you have agreed with people in occupation to get a lease. So you are forwarded to us by the Area Land Committee, and then as a board, We have several technical people that support our roles. Most of the times people apply for land to do farming, to do fish farming, to do real estate by way of rental. I'm aware that there are people within even Kampala who do the modern farming. We have people who have small fish ponds, but the output is very big, because sometimes when you use technology and with the trainings that government has brought in place with the Operation Wealth Creation, Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of Water, those interventions have improved on the productivity of our people, and from, instead of being in subsistence, some people are even able to have commercial. For example, the late Haji Mubiru, he runs a very productive fish farm in Chireka within Kampala here. So it is possible that even within the Kampala area which we administer, people are still able to do modern farming, food packaging, and even processing. Some who apply for land use it for industrial purposes, for example, in industrial area, and value addition. So it is a good thing that we are doing, especially also you must appreciate that for every land we give conditions. If land is for farming, you need consent to alter its use, so it's a bit restrictive. If land is for industry, it will be only for that purpose. If land is for commercial purposes, it will be for that purpose. So we are able to facilitate, but also restrict usage to suit a certain location and the application of the applicant.
And I think it should be made very clear that Uganda Land Commission is responsible or the custodian of all government land in the country. And most of this land already belongs to government ministries, government agencies, like the Ministry of Agriculture owning land, agricultural farms, ranches, etc., and others. Then there are few government land which sometimes people apply. And when we get application, we give up this land, we lease it out. We don't sell land to individuals. Government land is not supposed to be sold. We lease it out, say for 49 years. You use it and you pay annual ground rent.
Amanda Ngabirano, Chairperson, National Physical Planning Board. We currently have 108,000 square kilometers of land under agriculture, accounting for 54% of the total land area, feeding a population of approximately 40 million people. But out of the 108,000 square kilometers, 64,000 square kilometers is arable. Also note that most of the arable land is under largely subsistence farming and not intensified commercial agriculture. Therefore, if the population of Uganda increases to 61 million by 2040, the required arable land will also automatically increase by 50%, about 96,000 square kilometers, from 64,000 square kilometers, if we continue practicing subsistence farming. This means that 50% of 64,000 square kilometers equals 32,000 square kilometers. Hence, 64,000 square kilometers plus 32,000 square kilometers equals 96,000 square kilometers. But with the introduction of land consolidation in the NPDP, with an aim of freeing land for agriculture purposes and maximization, supported by inputs provided by government, the required arable land will increase by 26%, not 50%, making the land requirement for arable land become approximately 80,000 square kilometers by 2040. This means that 26% of 64,000 square kilometers equals 80,640 square kilometers. 80,000 square kilometers plus 22,000 square kilometers plus 22,000 square kilometers equals 124,000 square kilometers. Therefore, the total agricultural land area for 2040 will increase to 124,000 square kilometers from 108,000 square kilometers, accounting for 62% of the country's total land area. As a country, we need an extra 16,000 square kilometers of land dedicated to agriculture by 2040 to feed our people. The extra land required for agriculture will come from somewhere. In the case of Uganda, grassland and wetlands, which account for 29,000 square kilometers and 19,000 square kilometers respectively, will give way for agriculture and settlements. 9,000 square kilometers of grassland and 7,000 square kilometers of seasonal wetlands will be converted into agricultural use. Settlements, both urban and rural, currently account for 9,000 square kilometers, which is 4.50% of the total land area. But because population is likely to increase by more than 50%, from 40 million people to 61 million people, the required land for settlement will also significantly increase. Since the NPDP projects that the average population density per square kilometer, both urban and rural, will increase, the land required for settlements to accommodate the 61 million people, urban and rural, will increase from the current 9,000 square kilometers to 22,000 square kilometers. The pressure areas will still remain grasslands. 10,000 square kilometers of grassland will be converted to settlements. The remaining 30,000 will be settlements in farmlands or agricultural areas. These will be serviced and consolidated villages.
There is need to effectively plan land use. So it is in order that land is well managed for purposes of having organized settlements and developments of the land. If left unattended, anybody will use the land the way they see it fit. So physical planning comes in to organize, in simple terms, to organize how best we can use this land that we own or have. Physical planning helps in urban areas in the sense that it will stipulate how best we can organize, say, housing, how best we can organize settlements, how best we can organize other infrastructure developments, for example, industries, businesses, transport. It all has to do with the planning of the area we have.
Using land as a factor of production, it means that we must look critically at the role land plays in the wealth creation journey. Most Ugandans look at land with the view of the surface, where we stand, where we sit, and when they own titles, they believe they are on land. But the greater land is below the surface, because developed countries will sink infrastructure, a lot of it below the surface. And therefore there must be capacity to do that. But there is also land above the surface. Now, as national housing, you'll know that we've championed the cause for vertical growth. If you want to save land for production, you must look at how you settle the people. The more people spread horizontally, the more you lose land that is good for production. And therefore people feel they are in occupation, but they don't have enough land where to cultivate and do productive work. If we let everybody sprawl horizontally, we kill the land that is appropriate and good for production.
In Uganda right now, we are having a higher rate of urbanization, a faster rate of urbanization that has gone beyond the planning. You find town centers or growth centers coming up and there's no plan. So you find that people are building anyhow, anywhere. Yeah. Now, because of that, you find there is a lot of conflict in terms of land use.
Many countries that have controlled land, the surface, and therefore ultimately control the vertical and the below, land is owned by government because they know that individuals do not have as much capacity to deploy usage for wealth creation to the level of using below and the vertical. In the case of national housing, over the years, the 61 years we've lived to date, we have demonstrated, if you look at most of the estates we have built, we've always done up to level 4. We started 60 years ago to demonstrate that you can accommodate more people on a smaller acreage of land. Now, when these people occupy these houses, it doesn't matter the level where you are. Because once we do multi-storied buildings, we are creating more land. Every floor we create is an acre of land because otherwise, if you are not on top of me, then you would have been sitting and killing another prime land somewhere. So we give titles under the Condominium Act. The Condominium Act allows that somebody who is on floor 10 can get a title which he can use to even acquire a loan in the bank, because it's your residence, it's your permanent building, and it will be constructed in permanent materials. And that's how populations all over the world can be accommodated easily and serviced easily. General Saleh is very correct. He's passionate about how can we preserve land for production.
Wealth creation has also been affected by land evictions, which destroy foundational assets and discourage long-term investment. They strip households of collateral for loans, disrupt agricultural output, and create tenure insecurity.
Ensonga esinza okuleeta obuzibu okusooka ekitongole kino okutondebwawo ekyakitondesaawo ennyo ensonga yali nti ab'ettaka baali bayize okugobaganya ab'ebibanja, abantu abaali bamazeeko ebbanga eddene, abamu ku bo nga famire zaabwe zaali ku bibanja okwo nga n'ebigambo bino eby'ettaka abazungu tebannabireeta ebyokuba n'ebyapa. Kakati oli abaana bwe baasikiranga ne bakomawo eka nga baga nti lino ttaka lyange nze nina ekyapa mugende. Kati gavumenti neyaga nti ekyo tekikola, era ekyo kyekyaleetesa n'etteeka okubeera ekkambwe ennyo mu kugezaako okutaasa abantu abalina ebibanja. Katugambe singa omuntu oyo famire gye bajjako nga yali efunye obuyambi n'etandika okukola ebintu nga bw'owulira kino ekya General Saleh ekya wealth creation. Kakati omuntu bw'akuggyako ekibanja ng'oli mu mbeera bw'etyo aba akuleetedde obwavu obutagambika, nga abantu baga nti operation wealth creation tekola, oba program gundi eya gavumenti tekola. So nga program yandibadde ekola naye enkaayana z'ettaka nazo zitaataaganyiza nnyo programs ezo.
Buganda Land Board etunuulira ettaka nga empagi omuntu gy'asobola okwesibako mu kwekulaakulanya, oba mu lufutufutu lukyayinza okuyita factor of production. Tutunuulira ettaka nti omuntu asobola okuliyitamu n'abaako enkulaakulanya gye yeetuusaako ye ng'omuntu, enkulaakulanya mu ye n'ab'omunju ye, enkulaakulanya ab'omunju ye n'ekitundu, ate n'eggwanga okutwaliza awamu. Naye ebyo tubisiba nnyo ku kunyweza obusenze kye tuyita security of tenure. Tusuubira nti omuntu bw'anyweza obusenze bwe, omuntu bw'abanga talina kweraliikirira nti ekibanja kyaliko oba ettaka lyaliko terisaanye mweraliikiriza, agenda kubibeerako lubeerera era obusenze bwe bunywedde entende. Kitegeeza nti emirimu gyonna gy'alowooza okukolera ku ttaka aba agisobola. Mu Buganda waliwo olugero lugamba nti omukyala yeetegese okufumba, omulaba byasimba nti bw'alima emmwanyi oyo nno kirowoozebwa mbu agenda kuwangaala. Bw'olaba alima kasooli na bijanjalo byokka nti oyinza okweralikirira nti agenda kubeerawo kiseera kitono. N'olwekyo oli bw'anyweza obusenze bwe kikuwa ekifaananyi nti emirimu gyonna gy'oyagala okumugamba akoleko agisobola. Neno modo ya president gyayogerako mwagamba yiikeemu tulunde, yiikeemu tulime, yiikeemu tukoleko kino bwe kiti. Ebyo byonna bisoboka nga omuntu anywezezza obusenze bwe. So tukubiriza abantu baffe mu Buganda, tukubiriza abantu bonna abali ku ttaka ly'Obwakabaka n'abali ku ttaka mu Buganda bonna nti bettanire nnyo enkola ey'okunyweza obusenze, era ekyo kifuuke ensibuko y'okwekulaakulanya, kubanga bino byonna gavumenti byereeta bwe bisanga omuntu yeeteeseteese ng'ettaka anywezezza obusenze bwe, kitegeeza nti projekiti zonna azaaniriza ne zitambula bulungi nnyo.
Kakati abantu balina enkola bw'aba ayagala okubba ettaka ajja n'akozesa erinnya ly'omunene mu gavumenti, oba omuntu omugagga bano ab'amaanyi, oba owa ame omukulu Jeno gundi. Kati General Saleh olw'okubanga abantu bamumanyi wonna erinnya balimanyi, ababbi gye basinga okweyungamu.
Kakati Jeno kye yanyamba nti abantu bonna abalina ettaka lyabwe nga baliguze, abantu b'ebweru benkiikirira wano, ettaka lyabwe lyabanyagibwangako, ate n'abamu nga balirina nga tebalikozesa kintu kya mugaso, naye kati ye bwe yatandika okubeera ng'alaba production esobola okuva mu ttaka, nange ne ntandika okukozesa ekintu ekyo okulaba nti nfuba nga bwe nsobola okulaba nti ettaka abantu baffe balikozesa bulungi. Era kyatuuka ne ku level okutwala wano omukulu akulira owa ISO akulira ebintu byonna byonna ebyamataka, n'agenda ne basindika minisita wa by'ettaka omukulu ono Mayanja abaddewo gwe baafudde Anto okugenda okulaba nti ategeeza abantu bonna abalina ettaka lyabwe eryagalangatana nga bajja ne batuuka Entebbe, aba ISO ne babajjayo ne batwala okulaba nti ettaka lyabwe litandika okubeera productive n'okubaddira mu mikono gyabwe.
During the Musevenomics Conference 2025 in Munyonyo, the Chief Coordinator of Operation Wealth Creation asked participants to discuss who owns what in Kampala.
Everybody thinks that I own half of Kampala when I have only, I think I have maximum 2 acres. Who owns land in Kampala is a very interesting subject.
This comes at a time when many people on social media have linked the general to various properties in Great Kampala metropolitan area, and most recently, a hotel building in Busabala wetland, where the general came out in a written note saying, "Dear TikTokers, I have seen a citizen on TikTok saying I own a hotel in Kampala and in a wetland. He alleges that I own the hotel with Natasha. He then likes to link this property to the whole rest. This is private property. What type of freedom is this? Very soon we shall know who owns what in Great Kampala metropolitan area."
Ebyogerwa ku woteeri eno nti ya Salim Saleh, woteeri y'emmanga eyo. Ffe ng'abakulembeze ba LC1 ey'e Busaabala, woteeri eno weesangibwa ekaazi tetukimanyiiko yadde, kubanga woteeri yawo weetudde waaliwo abantu nga balinawo ebibanja, naye twayanjulirwa ekitongole kye bayita Delight Automatic Company Limited nga kye kinnannyini facility eyo. Naye bino bye tuwulira nti ya Salim Saleh tetubimanyi, tetulina official information about it.
Ensonga z'abantu okugamba nti kino kyagundi mu ggwanga mweziri nnyo, era ndizo tekisookedde ku hoteeri yokka. Tufunye ebizimbe n'ebintu bingi abantu bebagaa nti kyagundi naye nga si kyagundi. Naye omusa gwe tulina ng'eggwanga ate abantu tebagukozesa nti Omunnayuganda ssemateeka amuwa eddembe ey'okubanga asobola okufuna olukusa okutuuka ku biwandiiko. Bwe twogera ku bwannannyini bw'ettaka, ssemateeka awa Munnayuganda eddembe okugenda mu materekero g'ebiwandiiko bino. Asobola okugenda mu Ministry of Lands n'akola search n'agamba ekyapa ky'oyo kyani. Bw'ebanga ekibanja kiri ku ttaka ly'Obwakabaka, omuntu asobola okukumba bulungi n'agenda mu Buganda Land Board n'azuula nga kino ekintu kyani. N'olwekyo ndoza bannamawulire bannaffe ne abantu abali structured tusaba nti bino ebintu bisobola okukakasibwa.
I have seen information of that search from the National Land Information System, and all I can say is that the property does not belong to General Saleh as is claimed by the TikTokers. For those who want to know whom the owner of the hotel is, register on the National Land Information app and carry out a search on that property. For a fee of 10,000 shillings, you will be able to see the owner who is registered on that property, who is not General Salim Saleh.
So for you to succeed in making an allegation that General Saleh owns half of Kampala land, you would need, one, to make a search report stating which half Kampala titles are in his names or people associated with him. Two, you can write to the board and see in the last 5 years has he made any application for grant of leases to that effect. But other than that, from the records that have inherited so far, there is no such record that Fande Kaleba Kwananaho Salim Saleh has a multiplicity of titles ranging to half of Kampala city.
The constitution is very clear, lands belong to the people. I come from Gulo. my ancestral home, my father's home, is somewhere in the village in Acholi. But because land belongs to individuals, I managed to buy some land here in Kampala from an individual, and I put up my house. That small plot now belongs to me here in Kampala. General Salim Saleh, like another individual, is free to buy land if he has the money. But I believe he's owning land in Kampala just like any of us owning land at individual level according to our capacities.
Despite all the challenges, Operation Wealth Creation continues to drive national socio-economic transformation by transitioning subsistence farmers into commercial agricultural producers with land as an essential factor of production.